Hello, I'm Emily. My family and I have been coming to Abiding Presence for about a year now. I first heard of Abiding Presence when Matilda and I were frantically Googling for pastors with open availability to marry with us within a week. We are not known for our planning skills. We had just learned that the state no longer had officiants at the courthouse and were panicking. But scrolling through the list of pastors near us, we saw Pastor Meredith's smiling picture and messaged her immediately. After we had set everything up and calmed down a little, we decided to check out a service before our ceremony to see the church and meet Pastor Meredith in person. We had no idea that we were about to walk into one of the most welcoming and open communities we had ever been a part of. See, my wife and my mother had already been thinking about restarting their faith journeys, and I was more just along for the ride. I wanted to support them, but didn't ever really think that I would grow into faith as well. I was not raised Christian or religious at all, and I didn't really know where I stood. But then one service turned into two, and two into four, and then it became a tradition that I truly relied on to get through each week. I would walk into the doors, sit down, and take a deep breath. The quiet moments of peace that I found here meant the world to me, and over time I realized that I could not attribute those moments of peace to myself or the environment alone. Once I recognized them here, I looked for them in other areas of my life and reflected on how I had been relying on those small moments of peace and hope to get me through for a very long time. I've had times in my life, both very recently and a long time ago, where I was scared for the lives of my family, my friends, and my sense of stability. I remember during those times finding strength in these small moments where, looking back, I think I could feel God's presence, even though I didn't have belief. Whether that was catching a sunrise or smiling at a stranger, there were these indescribable moments that always seemed to give me strength and a nudge forward. As I have been cataloging these recently in my memory, now I wonder, how could I not have faith? How can I search for these times where I found hope in the world and those around me and not find more there than just myself? How can I truly explain these without seeing God's presence within them? There have been large moments as well that I have trouble now just attributing to chance. Finding my wife, my family finding health and well-being, and finding this church among the dozens of Google responses in the equivalent of Fiverr for marriage officiants. I am still growing personally and with my family, but now I know that this church has given me the space to recognize and hold on to those small moments of peace, as well as a community I know I can lean on if those small moments aren't enough.